teams more than ready to get this one started. And we are underway from downtown Minneapolis. And no run back on this one, so the new season will begin at the 25-yard line. Play fake. Winston. Left side here. That's complete to Godwin. And he's upended at the 33 following a good pickup of 8. Here's a 2nd and 2 now from the 33. A first carry now. This is Alvin Kamara. Oh, eluding the tackle. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. It'll be a Saints first down on a pickup of 13.
Usually we see runs like this as the defense breaks down later in the game, but this guy's setting the tone early, running through all types of tackles and put the defense back on its heels.
A first down throw for Winston. It's a short one here, complete to his tight end. And that'll be good for 8 yards to the 45. That's a staple of this offense. Drag route to the tight end.
Yeah, he's unable to use his size to break off much more yardage after the catch, but still an effective gain nonetheless.
And a strong run there as he'll take this all the way down to the 35. 10 yards, good for his Saints first down.
Well, there's plenty of real estate for him to maneuver on that run, and let's face it, this shouldn't be a surprise. He's one of the better backs in the league. Had to come into this game with the idea, slow him down, otherwise it's going to be a long afternoon.
10 more there and another first down. Pretty solid opening drive here, Charles. They worked in the run game, the pass game, just steadily getting yards, and now they've got it inside the red zone here with an opportunity.
And the only thing they don't have so far is points. But the way that they're moving the ball now, that shouldn't take much longer. And they've established a great balance so far. Running, passing, doing what they want on offense.
5 yards on the carry. Good pickup on first down. After the pickup of 5, here's 2nd and 5. Again, it's Kamara. After a gain of 5, they'll wind up being about a length of the football short here on 3rd down.
A quick burst there, and he nicely bit off a pretty decent gain.
Here's Kamara trying to run for it. And able to get him down, but he does reach the 5. 44 yards rushing for him now. What a drive for him to kick off the new season. 1st and goal, a good chance for our first touchdown of the new season. Try to pound it in, Kamara. And this is going to result in losing yardage. They're driven back to the 8-yard line. A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's 2nd down.
Tackling's obviously critical down near the goal line. That was great work there to make the hit behind the line and make sure he doesn't get any further. Did a really nice job wrapping up and not letting him loose.
And they'll get this from the 8 to the 5. Pick up a 3. Driven it down the field nicely here on the opening drive, but now it's put up or shut up.
No doubt about it, because to make that type of a drive and ultimately kick a field goal will feel very disappointing. But I'm just wondering, is the head coach thinking, is this going to territory?
Now is the field goal unit for New Orleans. From the left hash, should be a fairly easy one here. And his kick is indeed good. And the Saints are going to take a 3-0 lead. So a long drive gets them down inside the 5, but ultimately they settle for just the field goal.
And I have to think that if maybe they were a yard closer, that would have made their decision tougher, and I think they likely would have gone for it. But in this situation, they just decided to take the 3, and I think it was a smart move.
And this return will net positive as he gets past the 25 and up to the 27-yard line. So here come the Vikings as they get set for their first drive. And they'll be led out by their 3rd-year quarterback. to start the drive. And he'll take this up near the 35, maybe the 34. A good run, got 7 on first. Here's 2nd and 3. Looking to throw. Knight. Dancing to his left. It's just a gain of a couple there on the scramble, and now it's 3rd down.
But that's an early scramble that can be viewed positively by either side. From the offensive point of view, it begins to establish him as a possibility to keep it on certain plays. And defensively, they avoided giving up a huge play in one of their first tests in containing a quarterback on the run.
They're able to convert with a gain of 4. Well, they kept it simple there, CD, only needing the short gain to move the chain, so they didn't want to go with a deep throw. They just go with that safer, shorter throw and able to convert.
Nothing wrong with that at all, partner. Check the box, right? Make sure you pick up the first down. Offense is getting established. And now turn it over. Check, check, check.
A very strong gain of 24. Operating from the gun. Knight. There's Hall bringing in another one. He'll be brought down on the 30-yard line after a gain of 6. Well, we know he can run the football too, but he's a good pass catcher that's been on display here, Charles, on this opening drive.
And we certainly have seen the benefits of what he did in the offseason, which was spend more time with wide receivers, working on routes, working on cuts, in order to make himself a more complete running back and even more of a threat downfield.
And some room to roam now. And he'll be taken down as that will take us to the end of the first quarter of play. 3-0 after 1 on EA Sports. Second quarter now from Minnesota. It's the Vikings in possession of the football as they've got it with a 1st and 10. Inside the red zone here. They'll look to throw. Touchdown, Vikings! Breece Hall, a 14-yard touchdown. And the Vikings have taken the lead. Point after, right down the middle. And that makes it a 7-3 lead. So that drives 7 plays in length. And it was capped off by a touchdown pass to Breece Hall. Minnesota's kick team ready, and the Vikings boom it away. The return man down to a knee, and this will come out to the 25-yard line. New Orleans Saints, they get ready to set up shop for their second drive. They finished off their opening drive of the campaign with a field goal on the last drive. Now they'll search for a touchdown here on this go-around. 1st and 10. They go play action. Winston. Blitz coming, and down he goes. That one will set him back nearly 10 yards here on 1st down of the sack. Man, he got in there so quickly, Charles. What could the offense have done to adjust and account for that?
But what you're hoping is that you figure it out and you see and get a clue that maybe there's going to be some pressure coming at you, and you change the blocking schemes. Maybe you go to max protection. The biggest one is maybe you bring your running back in to try and keep you clean. But in that case, that didn't happen. 0 accountability, and a sack resulted.
6 yards there off the scramble, but it'll still leave him with a 3rd down.
Certainly not the way they drew it up in the playbook, but that's why they love this guy back there. He sees things breaking down, and he's more than capable of finding an escape route and still getting a decent gain.
A throw there, but that's going to wind up incomplete. The passing game not in sync here early, and now it's 4th down.
They had that one, and that was never a big 3rd down conversion to give this drive some life. Instead, they're on the spot and help separate the receiver from the ball.
A 40-yard punt, give him 3 on the return. And the Vikings will take over here, 1st and 10. And the Vikings taking the field here for their second drive of the game. Perfect start to the season on their first drive last time out, able to find the end zone. Now we'll see if they can make it 2 for 2 here in week 1. Throwing to start the drive. Knight. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. And they'll get him down on the other side of midfield.
That certainly has to feel good. It's not all the time that the play caller should get all the credit. Sometimes I think in the huddle, the quarterback just says, hey, who's going to make a play for me? I just need something right here. And the end result there, nice first down. Drive keeps moving.
Now this throw caught left side. He'll get this one down near the 20-yard line, just shy of the 20. A good pick up there, 26 yards.
Brandon, what's even more impressive is that kid gets double coverage. He gashed them with that reception, even with the extra focus that he drew from the defense.
On 1st and 10, Knight. That is caught at the 7. And able to get him down, but he does reach the 5. He's been a one-man wrecking crew these last couple of plays. This time 18 more and a first down.
Just picking up yardage in bunches here these last few plays. They have moved right down the field, and just like that, they're going to be set up with a 1st and goal.
They'll run with Hall. And he will take this one into the end zone for a Viking touchdown. Breece Hall, already his 2nd touchdown here in this opening weekend. And they are able to add on to their advantage. Extra point right down the middle, and that pushes the lead up to 11. A drive there of just 4 plays. And it was capped off by a Breece Hall touchdown run. And they'll put up the stop sign there as his guys will get it at the 25. Out onto the field comes New Orleans. Their deficit is 11, 14-3, and needing to get something going here as they come up on 1st and 10. Off the play fake, Winston. And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. Buried by multiple defenders on the drive's first play.
Like the footwork back there, I thought he did a pretty good job of evading that first wave of players. Trying to buy a little extra time out of the pocket, but in the end, oh, that was a tough one.
Yeah, winds up getting buried for the loss. A 2nd down pass play there, but it's incomplete.
And this drive is almost over before it began, thanks to a great defensive number. Sacked on 1st down, followed by an incompletion. One more good rep, and they get off the field.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. He'll take a shot downfield for Pittman. And this is incomplete. Great play, but he could not pull it in. Here comes the Saints punter now. As the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. Taking it about the 36. It'll be a 44-yard punt, 6 on the return. And it will be Vikings ball, 1st and 10. And now out comes Minnesota. And right now they're saying, hey, let's keep this going. 2 drives, 2 touchdowns.
Yeah, can't ask for a better start than that, can you? I mean, this is the way you practice it. This is the way you rehearse it. But right now, the play calling, they're locked in really well.
Now he's going to get this all the way down inside the 35. A really nice game at 25 yards. So in Saints territory now. Here's 1st and 10 down at the 33. Back to throw. Knight. And this one is incomplete.
But one thing we certainly know, he likes to take those risks deep downfield during games, coverage or not. The coverage was there on that one. No catch, but he's also fortunate. No turnover either.
He'll try again with the arm here on 2nd down. They're going for Jefferson downfield. He's got his man. It's taken in for a Viking touchdown. They'll try here for the extra point. And it's 21-3. The drive there only spanning 3 plays. And it was all capped off by Justin Jefferson's touchdown reception. Is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. And they'll put up the stop sign there as his guys will get it at the 25. And now this offense comes back out onto the field. It's been very much a slow start for them. 3 drives and just the 3 points, CD.
Yeah, if you're into the points per drive ratio, that answer is 1. And that's not going to get it done in a ball game. They've got to find a way to finish these drives in end zones, not having balls go through goalposts.
Ball on the 30. They'll come up with a 2nd and 5. Now Winston. The toss here completed to Pittman. 2nd catch for him today, and it'll wind up a 1st down. Winston to give. It's Kamara. And he'll be out of bounds, but able to get it up past the 45. 53 yards rushing for him in this first half as he is looking in mid-season form here in the opener. How about this? They'll try the option. Left side. And Winston lost the football. And they get the football. They'll set up shop at their own 49-yard line. There are 2 words that we hear coaches say all the time. One starts with a B, one starts with an S. Ball security.
And they preach it. They have it up in the meeting rooms, right? You see the signs. They talk about it all the time. But still, when you got defenders out there who are preaching, hey, we're going to take the ball away from you, no matter what position you play, you've got to take care of the rock.
And he's going to be taken down just shy of the 35. We remind you that coming up in 2 minutes, we'll again head down to visit with Jonathan Coachman in Orlando, back for another year. He'll have scores from around the NFL here on this opening weekend. Throwing on 1st down. Knight. And he's got this to Jefferson. And he's brought down, but not before he reaches the 8-yard line. That one nearly 30 yards, 29 officially. A chance to really cap off a big first half here as they come up on 1st and goal. Toward the back corner of the end zone, but he could not get the feet down. This will wind up incomplete.
I see the surprise in your face there, partner. That is a rare incompletion from him. He's been on point this entire game.
He has percentage completion-wise way up. Not that time. Back to throw again. And this is going to be intercepted. Picked off by Marshawn Lattimore. And the Saints are going to take possession here. It's a touchback, and they'll take over at the 20-yard line. The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started. And Charles, we'll see what they can do here. Not a ton of time left, but enough certainly to get points out of this drive, and they need them right now because they're trailing.
Yeah, this is exactly why you practice a 2-minute drill all through camp and at least one practice each week before a game. A minute left. More than enough time to string a few completions together, reach the end zone, and then make that walk back to the locker room just a little more animated.
Winston's throw into the hands of Pittman here. And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35. So it was already a gain on the completion, but tack on some more with that penalty.
Absolutely, and no matter what angle you're making the tackle from, you can't grab the face mask, and that's just putting your defense on its heels just a little bit more.
On 1st and 10, Winston. That's complete. It's Brandon Ayuk. Now we'll get a quick timeout called by New Orleans, number 2, as the clock shows 50 seconds to play here in half number 1. 1st and 10 here. You know, if they could just get 3 out of this, there's something about narrowing it to a 2-score game at half. Under pressure, and he will go down. Sacked back at the 38. A well-designed corner blitz that gets him for a loss of 8 yards. These sacks now, they're starting to pile up, Charles, and that front 7 defensively, they've had their way with this offensive line.
And I think at this stage, we have to start thinking about different play calls. We've got to start helping this quarterback out because the entire game he's been under siege. I don't care what the down and distance. They've got to get the ball out of his hands a lot quicker.
Well, they've already allowed 3 sacks in this first half, now a holding penalty.
So I think drastic measures had to be taken, right? The regular way was not working. He was getting hit almost every snap, it felt like. They had to try and keep him upright.
Following the penalty, it's Kamara. And that didn't fool anybody. He's going to be dropped in the backfield. Now the Saints will use their 3rd and final timeout as they'll stop it with 17 seconds to go in this first half of action. Play action now, Winston. He lets this one fly toward the back of the end zone. And unable to connect, incomplete. Give them credit, they took their shot, but it's going to bring up 4th down. Here comes the Saints punter now, as he'll come on to kick this one away. He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. And this will be out of bounds. Now it's a question of where they'll mark it. And they'll say it crosses at the 11-yard line. A final shot before break. Knight. He's going to rifle one deep left side. And that will be incomplete. Would have been a big hitter if they had connected. Instead, it's 2nd down. It looks like we'll have to wait another week to get our first halftime report of the season as we move right along to the second half. And we welcome you back live now inside the booth alongside Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin, set and ready to rock for the 3rd quarter. And we'll see if week 1 fatigue becomes any kind of a factor as we are back underway in the second half. And he'll be brought down right on the chalk of the 20. Now come the Vikings. They'll have it first on offense as we begin the 3rd. As this offense takes the field to begin the opening drive of the second half, Charles, remember in that first half, good through the air and really all around an outstanding offensive performance.
Absolutely. They reached the end zone several times. The passing game working awfully well, and most importantly, partner.
And they went to the tunnel with a lead. They come back out with that lead.
Absolutely. NFL coaches, we know they're perfectionists in a lot of ways, but they had to like what they saw in that first half.
To throw on 2nd down. Knight. And he's got his man on the out route. And they're able to get this one across the 35. 2nd catch for him today, and it'll wind up a 1st down.
I'll tell you what, a lot of those mid-range throws have been available because sometimes teams get too concerned about the deep ball and they leave too much space in front of them, and these guys have been taking advantage so far.
The throw over the middle, taken in. They'll wind up getting 7 on the play, and it'll be 2nd down. Again, he'll drop to throw. Going down the middle, and it's complete. And this is going to be another 1st down as the tackle's made at the Saints' 34-yard line. A gain there of 21 yards. Altogether, a pretty shaky start to the year for this defense as they defend another 1st and 10. And a short gain down to about the 33. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9. Looking to throw. Knight. And he will find his big tight end over the middle. Touchdown. A great effort there. 33 yards. And the Vikings are looking good here in the season opener as they're able to extend their lead. Point after up and good. And they open the lead up now to 25. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. And they'll put up the stop sign there as his guys will get it at the 25. Now the attention turns to the Saints offense getting ready for their first possession of the second half.
Well, CD, they certainly know the hole that they face as they begin the second half. They have to do what precious few teams have done in NFL history
Let's try. Oh, and now some space to operate. Finding space at the 40. And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44. Now a first down carry. It's Kamara. 2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8.
Oh, that's a real nice job there by the defensive front. They just engaged and held their ground. But how about the guy who made the play? We often talk about whether they take a good first step or not. Many times you just don't take any step. Just get your feet moving, get your body going, and then once he made the read, he was able to make the play.
And he's able to take it across midfield before going out of bounds. An extra defender in the secondary for the Vikings here on 3rd down. Working out of the gun, Winston. And he'll find Pittman. And he is going to have a Saints first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
I don't care how many times we say it, I still get a kick out of watching quarterbacks and receivers do the pass tree in pregame warm-up. But I always remember that when we go to practices, we see that after practice.
And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. Well, Daniil Hunter, he's the one who gets in there and brings him down to the ground.
Oh, you can just see it in their body language. They're starting to see victory on the horizon now, and if it comes to fruition, they got to give a game ball to the front 7. Defensive line has taken charge and controlled this game. Face a challenge of stopping this opposing offense, and they've done so with ease.
Winston, throw right side, taken in by Godwin. And he's got this down a yard or 2 shy of the 40 before he's out of bounds. 7th play of this drive coming up, but a long way to go on 3rd down. To throw, Winston. Looking long for Thomas. Thrown across his body, and it's intercepted. Now he's hit on the return. It's a loose football. And I think they are going to get this one back. That would have been something, double turnovers, but instead they'll keep the possession on the INT. Always costly to cough up that football. These defenders, they become so adept on jarring at 3.
Yeah, it's amazing that there aren't more fumbles caused because now, if you're an offensive player, you go through ball security drills every single day. It's really not that bad to think you should take the ball to bed. They just hold it until it. But the bottom line is protecting these guys.
Looking to throw on 2nd down. Knight. And he fires one that's intercepted. And the Saints are going to take possession of the football. Well, to be blunt, not a whole lot has gone right for this defense in this ball game, but that's something right there. Still in the 3rd quarter, it would take something around miracle territory for a comeback, but maybe that's a start, Charles.
It certainly is, and they're definitely showing that there's some fight still left in them. Hasn't been a banner day. They're trying their best to put that disappointment behind them and find ways to make plays.
The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8. They run it again with Kamara. Gets around him. And he'll take it into the end zone for the Saints touchdown. Alvin Kamara, 28 yards. And the Saints are able to cut into this deficit here in the final minute of the 3rd. Extra point splits the uprights, and the lead is down to 28-10. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. Fielded just outside the goal line. And he returns this to the 22.
Holding, receiving team.
So already not the best of kick returns there, but that penalty, that adds insult to injury and backs him up even closer to the goal line.
Yeah, not ideal field position to begin a drive, is it? Because the extra pressure now goes on the offense. They've got to get some early yards and get away from the shadow of their own goalposts. What every offense wants to do in this situation, get 2 first downs to help out with field position at the least.
So the completion results are in 9 yards, and that'll give them a short yardage situation here for 2nd down. Operating from the gun, Knight, and he's going to be intercepted for the 3rd time thus far. Picked up by Pete Werner, and the Saints are going to take possession of the football. throwing the interception. Winston under a heavy rush, and down he goes. They bring the safety on the blitz, and he busts through to drop him for an 8-yard loss. We are through 3 quarters here on NFL. And we return, welcoming you back to Minneapolis. Got to imagine the pass rush will be equally intense here on second down following the sack. It's 2nd and 18. Jameis to throw it. That's complete to his running back, Kamara. Down inside the 10. Touchdown, New Orleans. Alvin Kamara. He scored on the ground and through the air. And the Saints have got it back to a 2-score game here in the 4th. No problem there on the extra point. And the lead is down to 11 at 28-17. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. Fields it right around the goal line. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line. And the Vikings now heading on to the field. They'll start on the ground. Hall found a little room there as he's up to about the 37. Just what you want on a first down run. Call it 8 yards, and it's 2nd and 2. Back to throw. Nice. He dumps this one off here to Hall. And he will lose yardage back to the 34-yard line. They'll wind up losing 3 here on the play, and it brings up 3rd and 5 now. Really good defensive effort. They were all over that little swing pass out to the right side before lost yardage.
Terrific read, better execution, and done with a lot of enthusiasm, wasn't it?
Absolutely.
They saw it all the way, ran to the football, and caused a nice play.
And he has a big gain inside the 40 before being dropped. Pick up there, 26 yards. On 1st and 10, it's Hall. And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. 2nd and right at a yard. If you can keep getting gains like that, Charles, with the lead here in the 4th quarter, I mean, keep running it, right?
No doubt about it, but what the offense coordinator has to do is understand. They're going to continue to stack the line of scrimmage. What runs do you have in your arsenal that'll work against a stacked box and continue to move the ball?
And he'll be marked down at about the 26-yard line. On 1st down, Knight. And this ball incomplete. Looked very much to be a catchable ball and could not hang on. 2nd down coming up. They'll give to Hall. And he'll be tackled at the 23 after a gain of 3.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where there'd be extra defenders in the box coming.
Touchdown, Vikings! Touchdowns. And the Vikings are closing in on a winning start to the year as they extend their 4th quarter lead. Right after, right down the middle. And the lead is up to 18 now. Minnesota's kick team ready, and the Vikings boom it away. And this will not be brought out. It's a touchback. And this offense back out and set to go for their next drive. And they knew coming in that this would be a tough place to go in and win a season opener. But this has just been a performance, to be frank, not to be proud of here as they trail big in this 4th quarter. They throw right away, and that's complete out on the right inside. And he gets this one just shy of the 40. They'll mark him down at the 39. First down yardage on the first play of the drive, 14 yards. Winston. That ball caught. Brandon Ayuk. And they're going to get this to about the 44-yard line. Hard to believe his first catch of the game defensively. They bottled him up. That's why they're well on their way to victory.
Put your best cover guy on him and then change the coverages behind him throughout the game. Brackets, double, zone, man, you name it. Make sure he gets a lot of angles.
And he'll be taken down here just shy of the 30. A 3-score game here late. You can probably rule out the comeback, but certainly some kind of a moral victory to be had if they can get a few more points to close things out. And to that end, a nice pass play there to push things downfield.
Yeah, and we know in this league, a loss is a loss, and no one wants anything to count as a moral victory or, boy, something that feels a little bit cheap. But they trim that lead down to just 2 scores. That's still a benefit to this squad.
First down, Winston. Got a man, and he hits him in stride. And he'll go out of bounds inside the 15-yard line. 17 yards on the catch and run. It's a first down. Clock management definitely critical here if they want to get back in this game.
Absolutely agreed. They have to up the tempo in this case. Down a couple of scores. Want to make sure they have a chance to win this ball game.
From the red zone now, Winston.
Pass complete. Finds Thomas going across the middle.
Touchdown, Saints. Michael Thomas. A 14-yard touchdown.
And the Saints are able to cut into that deficit.
Extra point right down the middle. And that'll make this now an 11-point deficit. 5 plays there on that drive. Whistles now and a timeout. So defensively, they burn it here with 1:51 left. And the Vikings able to recover. The hands team does its job. They knew they needed a miracle. They had to have that onside kick. They didn't get it.
Well, as we knew, even before they put the toe to the leather on that one, their chances of getting that done, slim and none. And I do believe we saw Slim just leave the door, didn't we?
We did indeed. I think we're down to none. And out now come the Vikings. And a few kneel downs should just about do it. Now, defensively, they do have all 3 timeouts, but very little reason to use them at this point. That one looks like he'll throw here. Eluding the pressure right. And he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. The Saints going to call the first of their timeouts as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming second down play.
A give running right is Hall.
Able to slither by. And he's going to be stopped up at about the 47-yard line.
Now a timeout here, at least for the moment. Looks like one of the Saints is injured, shaken up on that last play. Boy, you always hate to see injuries, especially tough here in week 1. Just hoping this is nothing serious. We'll take a quick timeout.
Now the defense will burn their 3rd and 5 timeout. And they'll be disappointed to have to burn one there after giving up the first down. Looking to throw. Knight.
And check down, complete to Hall.
And he'll go out of bounds in the red zone just inside the...
And now it appears that the referee's been buzzed, and we'll get a review of this being inside 2 minutes.
After review of the play, ruling on the field is reversed.
So the officials and the folks in New York got a second look at this one, and the call is going to be overturned. Out of the gun, they run it with Hall.
And he's going to have to protect the football and take his lumps here at this stage of the game as they stop him behind the line. It'll go as a loss of a yard, so now they deal with 3rd and 11.
Backed up here, tough spot, needing 11 yards to pick up the first.
To throw on 3rd down. Knight. And this is caught at the 8. And they've got it inside the 10 at the 8. It's a pickup of 13, and with that 13 yards, this ball game just about over. He's been
been the go-to guy, and they needed a big play there on third down. Went his way, it worked out.
Doesn't matter whether they've scouted it or that they think he's going to get the ball. He has a knack for finding his...
It's caught in the end zone. Touchdown, Minnesota. From 8 yards out. And the Vikings have pretty well put it away here in the fourth quarter. The extra point splits the uprights. And the lead is up to 18 now. So that winds up a 7-play drive all total. And it's polished off by a Viking score. Minnesota's kick team ready, and the Vikings boom it away. And he'll decide to not bring this one out as their drive will begin at the 25. The New Orleans offense set to take over. But we said it at halftime that they would need a nearly perfect second half to erase that deficit that they were facing, CD. But unfortunately, the second half has pretty much been a carbon copy of the first.
Yeah, that early lead was almost insurmountable the way their opponent was playing. And, partner, they do have some good news, though. This one is getting close to being over, and they can try and hit the reset button starting tomorrow.
And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. A first down throw for Winston. Looking for Godwin again, and he's got him once more. And he'll be taken down here just shy of the 30. The city always a little extra excitement for week one and one of our